We are in losers round 3 of the Wii Sports Golf 9-hole speed tournament second edition. Today we have number 5 seed Bunjel playing the fan favourite and number 14 at Paul in the Mall. I want to ask the chat who they think will win. 1 for Bunjel, 2 for Paul, but you don't want to hear me blabber. You want to watch some golf. So I'm going to ask the players to get ready and I will count them in. 3, 2, 1, go. And there'll be a little bit of delay, but the players are underway in game 1 of what is a best of 3. Remember, it's just on time, and it is 9-hole game. So whoever completes the 9 holes the quickest will take the first, and then it's best of 3 out of that. The score does not matter. So here we go on to hole 1, which is a par 4. And both of them using their tee shots and then an approach shot to get on the green. And it looks like Paul is faster here. And you can see he sunk it in 33 seconds. Bunjel missing his putt. So going into hole 2, it seems like a 12-second advantage for Paul, who is one of the rare left-handed players in this tournament. And Paul hitting the bunker from his tee shot on 2, then a pin shot from his second, and it's a tap-in for par. Bunjel also hitting the sand. He goes for the driver chip, and similarly, it hits the pin but doesn't land in, and he sinks it for par. Paul will go for the shortcut on 3, and he does make it. That's always fraught with risk. Bunjel opting against it. Wind usually the main consideration the players take into deciding whether they do that or not. And here is Paul lining up his third stroke. And, well, it's going the opposite of how we expected, according to the seeding at least, because our number 14 seed has a significant advantage. Bunjel just coming up to the end of 3, and he does sink it. Paul is already underway and looking for the green on 4. Paul getting that sub 2 minute beginner, while Bunjel, I think, 2:03. And it's certainly not a lead that can't be clawed back. That's a lovely putt, though, for a birdie on 4 for Paul. Bunjel has a tricky putt if he even wants par. But here we are on hole 5. We're seeing the first disconnect strategy. This strategy allows you to basically have 2 shots in one go. If you disconnect the Wii remote after a shot's been made, but you put the Wii remote back in and then reconnect it, you can have another shot, and it also doesn't matter where you land, it will count as fairway. Both players doing that, but you can just see how far ahead Paul is. Everything Paul is doing, Bunjel's doing about 10 seconds later. Paul just needs to hold on as he goes on to hole 6. Bunjel missing a tricky putt on 5. Looks like Paul hits the water on 6, as is the dominant strategy. Remember, score doesn't matter. Paul's an avid speedrunner of the all sports category, as well as the all sports pro category, where in the latter one you do have to take score into mind. In this, it is just about time. But the less shots you take, the quicker your run will be, at least in normal circumstances. So perhaps that knowledge is helping Paul as he moves on to hole 7 out of 9. Well, a lovely shot there by Paul into the rough. Bunjel's not out of it, though he's just coming up to his putt on 6. Bit of nerves you can see there. He's missed a really simple putt. And Paul sinks it, so there are exactly, pretty much, a hole difference. Paul just about to start hole 8, Bunjel just about to start hole 7. But if things can go wrong, they can often go wrong in hole 9. And that's where we will have to look. Well, Paul going for give up. If you take too many strokes in this game, the game will automatically give up and send you to the next hole. You are allowed to do that in this speed run. And obviously by hitting it into the water hazard, you accelerate that because there's an additional 1-stroke penalty. It's also a less risky strategy, although it's not the fastest. So here we go then, hole 9 for Paul to take a pretty unexpected 1-0 lead as Bunjel just completes hole 7 there. And he now has a mountain to climb. And Bunjel doing a really nice disconnect strategy on hole 8. He's going to have to pick that out. So he's just about to start hole 9. Well, Paul does his approach shot. It is a lovely approach shot, leaving him with a pretty simple putt to take this. First game 1-0. So he takes the lead as Bunjel just coming to the end. Thank you to the Flemmer Effect for appreciating my commentary. Really appreciate that. While we wait for Bunjel to complete his run, I'll just give what this means for the bracket. So this is in the losers section. That means if you lose this game, as Bunjel does now complete his time, there are no second chances. The winner will head on to round 4 to face one of Fresh Chan, or the winner of the game between Cringe Daisy and Gamer Boss. So that's where the bracket's headed, but we'll just wait for our graphics team to update the graphic, and then we'll get underway. As Bunjel's Me has just reached pro class. Okay, I think we're all ready. So I'll ask our players to get their Miis onto the correct menu. Okay, just waiting for Bunjel. He's just, I don't know what he's waiting for, but he's shifted over to 9-hole game. I think that means he's ready now, is it? No, it's not. Okay. So, I think, yeah, some battery issues or moving to a new controller for Bunjel. And different players do get a different feel for different controllers. Controllers can be faulty or sometimes a psychological issue. And after that loss, Bunjel looking for a change. Gone into beginner. I don't know if he wants to do some practice strokes or no, he's going to start over. Okay, Bunjel, are you ready now?
Yes.
Okay, both players are ready then. I think Paul doesn't have any issues either, so I'll count them in once more. 3, 2, 1, go. And again, there'll be a slight delay compared to the stream, but our players are off. And now, Bunjel needs to win 2 games in a row to save his tournament against Paul in the Moor here. If he loses this, despite being the number 5 seed, he'll exit at a rather early stage against the number 14. Remember, only 17 people enter this tournament, and Paul's fans will be delighted. But it's a lovely start for Bunjel, putting himself within 3.7 feet of the hole. And Paul's had a too long of a putt to sink. We'll be able to tap in the second putt. But gives Bunjel the advantage going into hole 2, where he will practice disconnect. Doesn't seem to go too well for him, because he's ended up in the sand. Paul not playing disconnect on this hole. As Bunjel's approach shot is really nice, and he just taps it in for par. Paul's driver chip goes in. I thought it wasn't going to there. And that hasn't equalised it, but it certainly lowered the gap. Bunjel, a bit of hesitation there. Chooses the safer option. But Paul, happy to take the risk, and it pays off. Oh, Bunjel hits one into the out of bounds. And well, this could be a huge story developing. Because that might put him behind. Paul is on the green. Bunjel still has an approach shot to make, and it's not an easy approach shot either. 91 yards from the hole. Well, he makes the green, but it's a long putt. Paul's already on hole 4. Just needs to hold on to this lead to cause a huge upset. That's a really nice putt from Bunjel, though. He's not going down without a fight. Paul with a good approach shot on 4, which he sinks. As Bunjel, with an approach shot of his own, hits the sand. Just doesn't seem like things are going right for him at the moment. Oh, and Bunjel with a really nice recovery shot, so he will salvage par on 4. As Paul shows his prowess with a disconnect strategy, but it just didn't go right there. Reconnect happening too late. I can recall that happening to an early match as well. Is this Bunjel's route back into this game and therefore this tournament? Well, eventually at the third time of asking it works for Paul, but look, Bunjel's closed the gap and is now ahead. He looks for the putt and he sinks it. Paul with a putt from the fairway. And we are in a match that's, well, seconds apart at the moment.
Nice shot.
Bunjel with a disconnect. Tee shot. Paul decides against it, lands on the rough. And now you can see the extent of Bunjel's advantage. Although he's overcooked that putt and landed on the green, well, just on the green. And Paul with an absolutely beautiful approach shot. And we are pretty much tied. I think Paul is half a second ahead. Don't go anywhere, folks, because this is going to the wire as we enter experts. 3 holes, which will potentially decide who will play in losers round 4 and who will go home. And that's nearly a hole-in-one for Bunjel, a pin shot off the tee. Well, that would have been amazing luck, perhaps what he needs to bounce back in this tournament. But he's missed the putt and Paul's missed it as well. Well, there are so many twists in this. This has been an enthralling match. We're still pretty much level. Bunjel with perhaps 2 seconds advantage going into 8. Will they both go for it? No, Paul's going for give up. It is slower, but it's less risky. But Bunjel's disconnect strategy seems to have worked well. He goes for the putt. He misses it, but still a good approach shot onto the green. It was a putt, I think, from either the edge or the fairway. And Bunjel sinks it. Paul gives up. It is so close as we head on to hole 9. This is why we love this format of speedrunning, the races. It just brings so many tense moments like this. And you're here to experience it live. Paul hitting onto the green, the fairway, sorry. Bunjel using the disconnect strategies. Well, Bunjel's approach shot, red bars to the right, does just go over the green onto the fairway. So they're both potentially 2 shots away from finishing it. Lovely approach shot from Paul. Bunjel tries the driver chip. It doesn't come off, but it's a tap-in. Paul putts, 537. Bunjel, 538. Well, I think that will mean Paul takes the game 2-0. It was very close. So I don't know if the moderator will want to recheck that. But as far as I'm concerned, Paul is through into the next round. I'll just ask our moderator and restreamer Cedric what he thinks the appropriate course is. Okay. We are going to recheck it. It seems to me that Paul is pretty much certain, but we don't want any ambiguity with the result. We want to be certain before we make a judgment. This is going to be a tense moment for both players. You see the flashing it there. Just to say, we think it's 2-0 for Paul, but we are going to await official confirmation. So our number 5 seed,
could be out here once this confirmation is in. That'd be the highest seed to fall so far. And this could be something. So we're going to go off stream temporarily, and we'll be back with the result. Wow, this really is exciting stuff. It's tense. We think Paul's won it, so we're going to temporarily head off stream, and we'll go back live for the result once we're finished. Okay, I'm actually just going to wait till the ad finishes because I think for a lot of people they'll be seeing an ad, which will be like for me and everyone else. So, hello everybody and welcome back. I know the ad is just finishing now. We have gone through a vigorous retiming process of both players, and I can tell you that a gap of just over a second separated the players, and our winner is confirmed because Paul took it by 1 second and 5 frames. It was a really close game. We thought Paul had won it. We can now confirm that he has, and he will be heading through to round 4 of losers to face one of Fresh Chan, Cringe Daisy, or Gamer Boss. And we can interview him now. So, Paul, are you here?
Yes, I am. I am here.
So, a bit of a tense wait, but a 2-0 win over a top 5 seed. You must be over the moon with that.
Yes, that is absolutely not the result I was expecting to see when I came into this match. I had been doing some practice attempts before we went live. I actually did get my first 5 or sub 5 time. So I've just been playing well today.
So we don't know who you're going to face next. It could be one of 3 players, but all of them, according to the seeding, are weaker players than who you faced in round 3. So surely you must be confident that you can go quite far into this tournament now.
Yeah. You know, it could be Cringe, Gamer, or Fresh. We do not know who I'll be facing yet. But this game today definitely gave me a stroke of confidence that I don't feel like I had before. So I am looking forward to this next match I get to play.
Well, quite clearly elated, Paul. There, thank you for that. There's always a winner, and there always has to be a loser. Unfortunately, today it was Bunjel. I think we have him on the line. Bunjel.
Right, yeah.
So I can tell that obviously you're quite disappointed with that one. What do you think went wrong for you today?
Streak of pretty bad luck on some of the driver chips, but the first game was Paul's, obviously. I played horrible. Second game, I really messed up hole 7, which kind of screwed me over, and then the driver chip on 9 should have went in, so it's just unfortunate, but...
Yeah, it is these fine margins that make it, and illustrated more there than ever. I'll just have one more question for you. In between game 1 and 2, you seem to change your Wii remote or something. Can you just let us know what's going on there?
Yeah. So my Wii remote kept on after the disconnect on 9. It kept on disconnecting every time I like moved my controller. So I just reinserted the batteries and made sure like it was working.
Well, I can tell you're disappointed, but I'm certainly a skilled player, and I'm sure in future tournaments there's still a lot more to come from you. And that is it. Thank you to both our players for playing and agreeing to this interview. Paul moves on to round 4, and who knows where else as well. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Remember, the VOD will be uploaded to Twitch and I believe YouTube as well. And in the description, there should be a link to this Discord server, the Wii Series Speedrunning. So if you're interested, you liked what you saw and you want to take it up, do feel free to join us. We're mostly a friendly bunch, and I really appreciate the support we've been getting all through the week. I'd like to thank the restreamer Cedric as well. And until the next match, that's goodbye from me. Thank you.